We tried for ages to get a name.
Everybody's come up with several absolutely awful suggestions.
I came up with a lot of good band names, but apparently naming a band after a Harry Potter character wasn't a done thing.
We all came up with suggestions that we knew were wrong until we came to one that was obviously the least wrong, Hidden Gentleman.
That was the first thing that all three of us didn't mind, or the first thing that all three of us could cope with.
It came from Kyle. He kind of thought of it.
I was at a gig in London watching Wyvern Lingo,
Went out to the toilets, as it were.
and a guy came in and said, "Oh, so here's the Hidden Gentleman." And it just struck me as something that could be a band name.
Yeah, that's the Hidden Gentleman story. We actually worked through the Beatles songbook like a lot of people did, learning to play.
Blink-182 and Travis Barker, because everyone likes a really high hi-hat and high cymbals.
You know, my dad's influence of like Ray Charles and sort of early blues guys like Sonny Boy Williamson,
The rock and roll stuff of Free, Zeppelin and Hendrix.
John Lee Hooker and Howlin' Wolf, people like that. And then we really got into the Grateful Dead when I was a sort of teenager and learning to play.
Then went on to kind of new metal, like Incubus and Korn.
And great virtuoso guitar players like Hendrix and Santana, and then great songwriters like sort of Bob Marley or Bob Dylan, or you know, anybody else called Bob.
After my early 80s, which was all still rock, that's when I sort of really discovered and went back to the blues, and that really struck a chord with me.
More recently, kind of pop with Ed Sheeran, Ellie Goulding and Taylor Swift.
Well, the main thing was we were trying to record enough to get a song a month done.
I think we've basically been hitting that, haven't we? How many have we recorded now? 4 so far this year.
So we typically record the bass and drums on a Saturday afternoon.
And perhaps in the evenings in the weeks mix it and listen to it, and perhaps add overdubs and do vocals.
And then come back to it as and when we've got time. So I had my studio broken into, all of my gear stolen, and we didn't want to stop the recording. So that month we decided we'd just go ahead and program a song.
It's an acoustic song written on guitar, and then we sat down and recorded it.
And then thought, well, seeing as we started electronic, let's do the whole thing electronic.
We quite like that. And I'm not afraid to have a different departure and do something different.
Stop the bus.